let's talk some football, specifically the craziest game that we are about to see on Monday Night Football. And Joe, Troy, I know it hasn't been great all season, but you got yourselves a game this week, one of the best Monday Night Football games ever. The Bills and Bengals both fighting for the top seed in the AFC. Greg, I know you've gone back and forth on this game. I'm sure we all have. Let's just flip a coin at this point, but what do you like?
I know. I switched my pick midweek to the Buffalo Bills. 28-26, and Josh Allen is the difference for me because when I look at these two quarterbacks, two of the best three quarterbacks in the NFL, the difference is Josh Allen's running. Josh Allen, guys, is one of the best running quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. I think that gets lost along the way. He led the league in rushing value according to QBR last year. He is tied for first right now. Cynthia's model has him second right now to Jalen Hurts. He led the league in yards per carry a year ago and actually is running for more. So the reason I bring that up now is because this is Josh Allen running time. Late in the season, their running game has played much better. He kind of throws caution to the wind. I do think that's how you beat this Bengals defense, who's going to play some soft zone coverage. And to me, that's the difference in this game. He jumps over the top of the pile at the end.
So you think he's better than Jalen Hurts? Running.
I think per run, he is the most efficient runner maybe we've ever seen.
Interesting. Wow. Sin, what do you got?
So I have the Bills as well.
Ooh.
1 point, super convincing win, 26-25. This one comes down to the missing pieces. We know there's a lot of missing pieces on both sides. No Von Miller, we know that one's there. No Micah Hyde. And then on the other side, La'el Collins was just put on IR. That's a big problem. So it's really going to come down to Joe Mixon, who could be the wrench in the argument for the Bills. When I'm looking at his efficiency and where he's been running, they kind of go the way that Mixon goes. And in this game, I understand it's sexier to talk about Joe Burrow throwing dimes to Jamar Chase, etc. But it's sexier, but that's those. Wow, you're real. You're very into this, Greg. I'm gonna let you.
That Joe Burrow is a forest fire.
What does that even mean?
Please explain that. I've never heard somebody be called a forest
Smokey the
fire.
Bear in a big.
They're hot.
Okay. Just. If they're gonna do, I don't know what to say right now except for if the Bengals. Who are these animals that I work with?
I don't know.
You like the Bills to win. So do I.
I like the Bills.
Okay, 2 for the Bills.
I will take the Cincinnati Bengals.
There we
We've
go,
talked about the
mixing it up.
quarterbacks, and there's not much left to say about both of the quarterbacks. So let's talk about the defense because I think that will be the edge in this game. I've got the Cincinnati Bengals 31-28. A close game, a fun game. Joe and Troy, yes, Rachel will have a great time calling it. But looking at Jesse Bates and what this Bengals defense has in front of them, the Bills' ground game has been really good as of late, as Greg mentioned. Yes, Josh Allen is exceedingly explosive, doesn't always get credit for it when there's this giant mechanized beast running a 4-4 past safeties, and people are like, oh, nice run by. He's incredible. It's incredible. He's a spectacular athlete. But this is a top 10 run defense that has played very well, and I think a late stop, a Singletary, maybe even Josh Allen, what makes the difference. Okay. And the Bengals get the win here. The 1 seed, eventually.
Oh, this game, I've gone back and forth. I mean, the Bills are only a 1.5 point favorite, but I'm with Patrick. I am taking the Bengals by 1 point. We're all having this game so close. It could go either way. And because they are so close, both great offenses, both great defenses, I really had to take a deeper look into these teams. I was looking on social media. I was like, what defines this team? What are the relationships like? And then I found this video. Take a look.
I don't like boats. I'm not a boat guy.
Which fruits are true? Wait, what? You don't like boats?
No, I don't like boats. You're stuck out there. What if something happens?
Fair point. So you're sending your own line on.
Well, I know they like it. I figured they would like it.
Okay, so for Christmas, it's typical that the quarterback gifts their offensive lineman a great grand gift. Joe Burrow gave them a cruise, but then doesn't want to go with them. You know, that's just knowing that there's something that you like and there's something that I don't like, and I think that that's connection. I think that that's a strong friendship, a strong relationship, and that is why I'm going with the Bengals, 27-26.
Or he's putting him on a boat that he thinks might not ever
Shipping
return.
them away,
That's
perhaps.
weird.
I see. Okay, meanwhile, over in the NFC, still a lot up for grabs. The Vikings have clinched the North and still have a shot for the 1 seed. The Packers are on the outside looking in, but they've won 3 in a row, you guys. They're at 7-8, and Rodgers hasn't missed the playoffs since 2018. This is scary. It's freaking me out. I don't want the Packers to make a comeback, but it looks like they're doing it. Cynthia FanDuel likes the Packers at home. What about you?
I like the Packers at home even a little bit more than FanDuel, I guess. 27-23 in this matchup. I want to talk about the not so good secondary for the Minnesota Vikings
You're
and
so
the
nice
goodness
when
that
you
comes
say
from Alan Lazard, right? When you see the connection, obviously Christian Watson is doubtful if he hasn't already been ruled out. It's very unlikely he's going to play, so factor that in for your fantasy championships should you need it. But Alan Lazard and those deep passes has been a key differentiator. He's also getting Randall Cobb back. We even saw Mercedes Lewis, 17-year vet, score a couple of touchdowns last week, meaning Aaron Rodgers is going to pull everything out of his bag of tricks, and the Minnesota secondary is very vulnerable. So 27-23. I like it more than
I
FanDuel.
like the Vikings lose these kind of weird games as well. What do you guys think?
They've won a lot of close games. I've got them winning another close game. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. It seems like I know with that record that
There
I
he
have.
is.
But I don't know.
Okay.
But I do know.
Okay.
Down, Forest Fire.
All right. I
Forest
do
Fire.
know.
Joe Burrow's a Forest. Oh, no, it's Josh. Who's the Forest Fire? I don't even
They're both
remember.
Forest
All of them.
Fires.
Someone's
I'm
a
a
Forest
Forest Fire
Fire.
right now. You know who else is? Kirk Cousins. So
Oh, boy.
both quarterbacks here are going to hold the ball. That is what I do know. They're going to hold the ball, and they're going to try to make a play. But you know who I trust
Who's that?
to make a play right before he takes a hit in this game? Kirk Cousins.
No Garrett
Not
Bradbury.
Aaron Rodgers. Like, if I'm picking one of those two
Whoa.
quarterbacks, it's Kirk Cousins. Look at all these throws.
You know Aaron's
just
going to be
as he's
watching
about
this,
to get
right?
hit.
Aaron?
This is Aaron's favorite show.
Greg.
Yeah, and Aaron knows that the
E-R-E-G-G.
Vikings only win crazy games. Like, they're 11-0 in one-score games. This is going to be a one-score game. He is the number 8 graded quarterback, according to PFF. When he is under pressure this year, he has been hit more than any quarterback in the
You
league.
didn't
and
ask
he
me what my
survived.
model said was his under pressure rating or ranking.
What
You
was
only
it?
went with PFF.
I do know that Cynthia doesn't like it when I mention other analytic
Yeah,
sources.
because you
Why would
have
mention another
me.
model on this show?
I should have.
So
Well, it was
deep
like
dive.
8th.
Well,
I
don't
should have.
ask Greg
Yeah,
to make you do
Patrick.
even more work.
That's fine.
Cynthia. My favorite thing about Greg's video for Kirk Cousins making throws under duress, almost all of them were going to Justin Jefferson.
Yes.
And there was a moment where it's like,
Got that.
Kirk getting them in position for the game-winning field goal. No, it wasn't Kirk. It was 3rd and 11. There's only two things that happen in Vikings games. They either get blown out or they win
Yes.
at the last second. And on 3rd and 11, they just run a screen to Justin Jefferson. He's kind of my MVP. The team relies, they're 11-0 in one-score games. Is that sustainable?
No.
Who cares? No, it's not. But they have won. The Packers are the same Packers team before they went on this little bit of a win streak against some teams that are kind of down. I've got the Minnesota Vikings.
You know that
21.
Elton Jenkins and David Bakhtiari are playing, right?
I do.
That's good info.
and they're
Fight.
playing the Minnesota
No, it
Vikings.
is good
and
info.
Justin Jefferson.
Fight.
Yes, it is.
I'm going Vikings as well, so that makes
Yes,
it a
give me the prime number. Come on,
which I
Aaron
don't feel
Rodgers.
good about. Okay, you mentioned the Packers the last few weeks have kind of been putting it back together. Specifically, this defense. They've only been allowing 20 or less points in the last few weeks. That's going to be tough against Justin Jefferson, which is why I'm giving Vikings the edge. But I will say I can see the Packers taking this. This is a case of seeding versus do or die. Packers win, they stay in the mix here. Vikings are just fighting for seeding. What do you think is more important?
I mean, Cynthia's dancing
Life
over
or
here.
death?
Hey, Cynthia, do you remember on the show this year, you had a prime number on the Packers favored against the team from Detroit.
can't hear
What
anything.
happened? It didn't work out.
I
You were
can't hear
dancing.
anything.
She's tuned all of us out.
Nope.
And
What's
I
going
don't-
on? Where am I?
She's in the model. We got to get her out of there.
No, you do not. Time for the Drive to Excellence presented by Mercedes-Benz. Always a fun battle between these two. Cynthia, the AFC North already has 2 teams locked into playoff spots. The Steelers still holding out hope to do the improbable after starting 2-6. What do you like in this one?
I like the Steelers to win this one, but just by 1 point, 19-18, a low-scoring game. We always talk about Pickett to Pickens, and I do love that. But I also like Pat Freiermuth, their tight end, who has been absolutely super helpful for his first-year quarterback. Their O-line is not great. I don't know what PFF ranks them, but the bottom 5 O-line, according to my model, and Pat Freiermuth makes up for a lot of those problems.
You don't want to see 2 analytics guys.
This is sneaky
gals.
heat.
Running backs
In the
don't
bar.
matter. Just kidding. It's a joke. But ultimately, Pat Freiermuth has been incredibly helpful, and I think the Steelers win this one just by 1 point, though. Too many injuries on the Ravens sideline.
Okay, so I agree. I love when I have an underdog, and it's the same as the model. I have the Steelers winning this game 16-14, and I saw a video of Mike Tomlin last week that really encouraged me to pick the Steelers.
I love this.
Ooh.
Invite him down the middle and then get him. Yeah. We grew up tonight. We grew up tonight.
I love it.
We grew up tonight. I love it. I just want to be coached by Mike Tomlin for one day. Just have him come into the green room and the dressing room. You're doing a great job.
He would tear you apart.
I don't care. He just seems amazing. But I thought it was really telling about the we grew up tonight, because look at this young team. This is what the second half of the season is all about. It's not just about Pickett to Pickens, but the Pickett to Pickens is pretty important. It's Freiermuth, you mentioned. It's Jalen Warren. It's Najee Harris. It's this entire young team has stepped up after that 2-6 start, and they're playing great football. This is a big showcase on Sunday Night Football. I think they get the win.
Ooh. I agree. It's 22-17 for me. The Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's because since drafting this guy, I'm not sure if you heard of him, Lamar Jackson.
Who's that?
The Ravens are averaging 7.5 games fewer per game, 7.5 points fewer per game than when Lamar is playing.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot when they don't have Lamar. And the Steelers' defense is playing better now. They get T.J. Watt back. And since his return, they're 6-2, and they've allowed 17.8 points per game. The defense is better, and Baltimore is really having trouble on offense. The offense wasn't even working with Lamar, trying to throw like 15-yard digs to Pat Ricard. It's a struggle anyway, but I don't see them winning this game. I hope he gets back in time for the playoffs.
Baltimore, fear not. Don't listen to what Padre says, what the model says, what Greg says. I know you're freaked out about missing Lamar Jackson, but you've got your defense. And that defense is doing what it needs to do against teams that aren't as offensively strong. Held Denver to 9. Steelers a couple weeks ago to 14. Thank you, sing it. Browns to 13. Falcons to 9. They are stepping up in these places that they should be stepping up in, but I am choosing to trust that defense. Ravens 21-16. Make it a lone netta, baby. Okay. The Dolphins are heading into, they're hanging on to the 7th seed in the AFC, but they'll be without Tua on Sunday against the Patriots after he suffered another concussion last week against the Packers. Very scary stuff. It's up to Teddy Bridgewater with Miami's playoff hopes on the line. 4 straight losses for Miami. That is quite a hole to dig yourself out of. Patrick, what do you like here?
I like the backup quarterback. There was a lot of love and appreciation, and it should be for Gardner Minshew, but I think Teddy Bridgewater is one of the best backup quarterbacks in the NFL. I have the Dolphins winning 24-23, and because the last time we saw Teddy, he was getting blitzed. In fact, 2 of the most pressured quarterbacks in the NFL this season were the Dolphins' backups between Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater. They brought a lot of pressure. He got sacked 5 times against Minnesota, and this is what the Patriots want. The Patriots have scored 33% of their touchdowns off of takeaways this year.
Wow.
That's the only way every week I look for a fun Patriots bad offense stat. That's one. It's literally the only way they can score. I think Teddy takes care of the ball, and the Finns win.
Yes, Patriots hater over here for years, and it's all happening. I'm a Patriots hater, though, this season, too, even though I'm a Patriots fan. I mean, I'm picking against them every week. It's working out. Dolphins 24, Patriots 17. I might be a Patriots hater, but I'm a Teddy Two Gloves lover. Yeah. If you've been watching this show way back in 2018, 2019, one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL, and he played well in that game against Minnesota. Look, this is the best system, talent, and scheme Teddy Bridgewater has ever been surrounded by. I don't think there's going to be a huge drop-off from Tua Tagovailoa to Teddy Bridgewater. Now, over the course of the season, yeah, you'd rather have Tua, certainly, but Teddy Bridgewater's been in big games. Tua's been quite erratic lately, and the Patriots are missing all their cornerbacks. Marcus Jones, Jack Jones, Jalen Mills. Those are 3 of their top 4 cornerbacks. They are all out for this game, and they're going to have to try to slow down Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle streaking through that secondary.
Well, you set me up perfectly for mine. I have 21-20. I have the Dolphins winning this one as well in the upset. Why? Because, you know, the whole, like, you talk, Bill Belichick wants to take away your number one. Boo. Blah, blah, blah. No, every coach wants to take the best thing away from the other team. And the thing is now Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, they've been blocking for each other on downfield passes. Watch this touchdown. Okay, so he catches it, right? Look there is Tyreek. Like, getting in the way, you kind of see, there we go. Shove him off, let him have all the space down the field. So it is not just what happens on those shorter passes, it's how those yards after contact are being, like, they're helping each other out. So who are you going to stop, Waddle or Hill? Good luck. Pick your poison here, Bill.
What a luxury to be able to let somebody past you and then run past them and block them again.
Imagine being fast.
Yeah, right.
I just one
Imagine
time.
being good at anything.
I just one time would like to know what it feels like to like run that can I be in Jalen like a video game?
Listen, I don't feel good about this Lonetta, okay? Throw it up.
one.
Go Patriots. 24-21. I don't feel good about it. But I also don't feel good about the Dolphins right now. They're in such a hole. 4 losses in a row. Bill Belichick and the Patriots almost took care of the Bengals last week. That is a big-time team who's playing way better than the Dolphins right now. And the Patriots could get into playoff position if they beat the Dolphins. Somehow, some way, they could get into playoff position. I am trusting the mastermind that is Bill Belichick to do something here, but I don't feel good about it. So there you go. Greggy, 2 things about you. You love Geno, and you're a Patriots fan. So this is a no-brainer for you. Seahawks by 20. I mean, come
No,
on.
you're setting me up here. It's not a no-brainer. I am taking the Jets. I hope I'm wrong. I have the Jets winning 30-27. I'm going to be rooting for Geno because this is a revenge game, and I think people got it twisted about Geno over the years. Back in 2014, the last time he played for the Jets, he was a good quarterback.
Ooh.
Let's go look at week 17 of that year. 25 attempts, 350 yards, throwing dimes all over the field. You can even throw it backwards there to Jericho Cotchery. Who is that? Geno Smith was way better with the Jets than he ever got credit for. He averaged 6.9 yards per attempt in those 2 years, which is good for a first and second year player. He was throwing dimes. He even inspired me, and look at this throw, to write a Making the Leap article about Geno Smith back in 2015.
What's
Bring it
the
up.
date?
So people are like, oh, no one ever
Why are you
believed in
up so
Geno.
late?
I believed in Geno.
Yeah, what is going on
Greg was
there?
burning the midnight oil.
You know, I had a young child, Walker, was about 5 months old, I think, at that time, and it was tough. And I think he's going to play great against a great Jets defense, and they'll still lose. Sorry.
I love that.
I love that too.
That's great.
Don't write so late. You get some rest.
Yeah, go to sleep.
I too have the Jets winning by 3 points, a little bit lower score, 23-20 in this one. If Zonovan Knight doesn't score a rushing touchdown in this one, I'm going to be confused because this is a great setup for him. This is a defense that's very vulnerable to the run. This is an opportunity to keep Mike White really just ahead of the downs and distances. When I'm looking at what Bam Knight has done, I mean, look, this whole Jets staff they've done a really good job of drafting. I mean, they're this deep, they're rolling this deep into their running back room, and they're still in really high contention for like lots of rushing yards this week. So when I'm looking at this one, I love that. And by the way, it's a lot of revenge here. George Fant's revenge.
Pete
There's
Carroll?
DJ Reed. Like, there's tons of revenge on there's like lots of, this whole thing is
I
just
love it.
revenge
Revenge.
city. The
Favorite.
revenge of all revenge here.
They built the whole plane out of revenge. I disagree passionately with you guys. I've got the Seahawks
Let's go!
winning in a score fest, 28-25. And I'm glad Cynthia mentioned the Jets run game because it was a few weeks ago where the Lions defense really stifled the Jets, and we're like, oh, the Lions. No,
Oh, stop it.
But then the Jags went out and the Panthers went out and ran all over the Lions. And I'm watching the Seahawks defense last week where they could not stop. They could not get off the field against the 49ers, but they were stifling the Kansas City Chiefs on the ground. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, Isaiah Pacheco, Jerick McKinnon, they only had 77 yards rushing. Maybe Pete Carroll has fixed something. I'm looking back. Mike White means a whole lot to the Jets. Since 2019, they've only had 4 games where they had more than 450 yards of offense. Mike White started all of those games. I think Mike White might be the future in New York.
Wow.
Geno's the path.
Wow.
Maybe Geno should be the guy. Either way, Geno wins.
The only problem with Mike White is he's literally broken. We don't know what he's going to look
injury?
like coming out of this injury. I mean, I hope he's great. I love Mike White. It was a white Christmas. I love it. But I got to go Geno revenge game here. It is too fun. We have been waiting for him to write back. He has got his notepad and his pen and his paper and he's ready to go. Seahawks 24-21. I hope that Mike White is the future. That would be great.
That would be fun.
But I think that maybe the Jets have been so bad for so long, they're just clinging to
What if Geno wins this game and then becomes the Jets quarterback next
too much.
year?
It's
No.
too crazy. It's
They
too
don't-
crazy. You
they don't
can't.
deserve
It's,
Okay.
Leave the past behind you, Geno. You're on to bigger and better things. Okay, it is time for quick picks. Greg, Cardinals, Falcons, they are both birds. That is what we know about these two teams.
Yeah.
They're also both eliminated from playoff contention. Who do you like?
I like the Falcons in this game. Shout out to my friend Mark Sessler because his guy Tyler Algier has been running through defenses lately, running back for the Falcons. Maybe you haven't been paying attention. He is like a mini Peyton Hillis breaking tackles every time he has the ball. Starting for the Cardinals, by the way, in this game, another Sessler favorite, David Blau. So shout out to the Blauhards. We didn't think we'd get another start in the NFL, but I think the Falcons win.
Where do you start last?
Detroit.
Yeah,
capturing the hearts and souls of America.
Oh,
Yep.
love it. Okay, Cynthia, Chiefs, Broncos. I had a nightmare last night that the Chiefs only scored 3 points in this game. I need a vacation. The magic number is 12.5. Will Denver keep it?
Remember Varsity Blues was like, I had a dream and we almost went. And then I woke up and we're going to be banged by way more than that. That's what's going to happen here, 30-14. I don't think they get that bump from what happens when you fire a coach because the coach isn't a problem. The coach wasn't a problem. And you know what's going to happen? Isaiah Pacheco will get his legs back. For fantasy managers, you're going to get a nice run game from both he and Jerick McKinnon. It's going to be a nice opportunity, maybe a lower scoring game overall because of that. And I don't think that the Broncos get that bump that sometimes we see because, again, it wasn't the coach's fault.
Hot take, I think it's totally fine that Russell Wilson has an office.
I don't care about the office.
I said it. I said what I said.
Who cares about the office?
I said
You
what I
gotta
said.
use it.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Like-
most interim head coaches do not have to play Patrick Mahomes on the road in their first game.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a little
like the defensive coordinator didn't even want the job. Think about it. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna let someone else
It's a
do
mess.
that.
It's a mess.
I'm gonna let you do that.
It's a mess.
Things are going poorly.
Okay, Patrick, Niners, Raiders. The Niners are playing their backup. Their third stringer, actually. It's working out just fine. How will the Raiders fare with their backup quarterback against the best defense in the NFL?
It's going to be great, Rachel. I've got it 32-9. San
9.
Francisco in this one. And, you know, the Raiders are taking a lot of heat, but Josh McDaniels wants to evaluate a young quarterback. And Jarrett, I'm being told that he played for him for 3 years, and Jarrett Stidham is actually 26 years old. We've found this video.
What?
They know each other already. It makes me wonder, why is Jarrett Stidham starting in this game against the #1 defense? I don't know. I don't know why, but I don't think that they're going to play very well.
Usually it's Kyle Shanahan who fibs to us about stuff. I think maybe Josh McDaniels.
You think
Liar
they're
who
telling
lies?
us a fib?
Yeah.
Lying liar who lies.
Fibbing, fibbers,
Calling you
stupid.
out.
That's different.
One of these teams is going to be playing playoff football because those are the rules and they don't always make sense. Winner has the inside track on the NFC South. Who do you like on Sunday?
I like the Carolina Panthers. I like Sam Darnold more than Tom Brady. I've never felt like dirtier saying anything on NFL Network that Sam Darnold is more trustworthy right now.
Forest fires might have been cool.
He's
Like,
a forest
I've
fire.
never understood the Sam Darnold thing. Like, he didn't seem like he knew how to play quarterback in terms of going through his progressions and being comfortable and calm in the pocket and like knowing what he's gonna do. And I gotta say, this season, since he's come back, you could say they're not asking him to do that much. I don't know. The throws that he's making like that are often deep into the outside, showing a lot of skills. He's making the right decisions. He's not forcing the ball, and you can use him in the running game. This team has a lot of verve to it, and the Bucs, to me, feel like a team being to be put out of their misery. They're like upset they're in the NFC South and still in this playoff
Do we
race.
have to be here right now?
Wow. Well, I have the Bucs winning after that, 21-19 in this matchup. Why? No J.C. Horn means that secondary is going to look a lot different. And Chris Godwin, he's going to figure out how to exploit that mismatch. It's just to say, J.C. Horn in his second season has had a really good year, and he's that important to this team. They tried out Josh Norman this week. Josh Norman. He wasn't in football shape, but like that's what was going on. Like he came in for a workout. Like that's
I
pretty
worked with Josh Norman once at the Super Bowl. That was
What
like
year
2
was it?
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And okay.
Years ago. Now he's.
Exactly. So the point is there's going to be great opportunities for Tom Brady, who in the past 7 games, you've seen him at the end of games, he's just taken charge in the fourth quarter. Stop with the Leonard Fournette in a cloud of dust. Let's pass the ball to Chris Godwin because the passing game turns out works better for, the GOAT.
I just have 1 point, Cynthia, where I disagree, and that's literally the 1 point. I have 21-20 Buccaneers winning this game because since Steve Wilkes has come and had this Panthers resurgence, they have been very blitz happy, a top 5 blitz team. Tom Brady, for everything that's going wrong for the Buccaneers on offense, is the best quarterback in the NFL against the blitz right now. He has 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Per next-gen stats, actual, analytical evaluations done by statistical significance.
I prefer Cynthia's model
Yeah.
over next gen stats. I don't know that.
I lean towards Cynthia's model as well. I respect it. I would
Good.
never dare mention
It's working.
another agency that maybe vibes based. I will take the Buccaneers.
I'm going with Greggy. I like the upset here. I'm going Panthers 24-21. That's right. We are going against Tom Brady, and I feel okay about it. Before we had this show, we have a big meeting. We request like what we want to see, and I just said, said, could I get bad Bucks offense? And they're like, I wonder if we can find that. I don't know, guys, did you find it? There it is. I feel like we've seen the Bucks be good on offense like twice all year. It was in the Germany game against Seattle that I got to go to and see for myself. That was cool. And then, thank you. And then that fourth quarter comeback on Monday Night Football against, what was it, the Saints, where Tom Brady just went Tom Brady. Okay, the Panthers have actually been stringing together some nice wins against Detroit. Sorry, Cynthia. Against Seattle a couple of weeks ago. I like the Panthers.
I think they might still be running from that Detroit game. Like there's still the running backs might still actually
They're
be
still going. Yeah,
still going.
Someone has to go get them.
Okay. So we were talking about the Rams last week, and I said that they were going to win because I felt so confident in it. And I got a little tweet. I got a little shout out. Can we pull it up, please? Oh, that's just Baker looking at my pick. But for those of you who watched the show, you will have known that I said I'm picking the Rams on the show. But if you ask me on the street, I'm gonna go Broncos. So it's clear that they don't actually watch the show. Maybe they're just taking screen grabs. But that's okay. I love you, Rams. Just not this week against the Chargers.
Yeah, the thing is, you're such a big star. Like, you're on multiple shows. Game Day Morning, you're a big deal. And you can make other picks on other shows. So right there, I don't see anyone picking
At least I was
the
honest
Rams.
on this show, you guys. I said, I like the Rams. I love Baker. But if you ask me, I'm going Broncos. And so I did.
So we found
2 days
out the
later.
reveal is Game Day Morning is the street. That is where you find Rachel.
I mean, did you let the Rams know when they gave you all that love?
Rams,
Oh,
I am so
actually-
sorry. I am a full liar. And I still retweeted that tweet because it made me look good. Thank you. But not this week. I'm going Chargers over the Rams. I am the youngest of 4. This very much feels, anytime I could beat my brothers at anything, oh my God, I just loved it. This feels like a younger brother beating up on the older brother. They are going into the Rams' house and they are going to win 24-21. Greg, Brown's Commanders. Do you still believe in Carson Wentz?
Well, I have a problem with the way you phrased that question. I never.
That's a no, by the way.
Right, I never did believe in Carson Wentz, and I still don't, and yet I'm picking him
Make
to
that
win.
clear.
I'm picking Carson Wentz
Ooh,
to win
we're
this
split.
game. Number one, I think he's better than the guy who's starting at quarterback for the Browns. Number two, I do think Carson Wentz's ceiling is higher than Taylor Heineke's. They've gotten this far with Taylor Heineke. Like, the floor is the same, like some crazy plays and some bad plays, and overall it's not great, but Carson Wentz actually made some big plays earlier in the season. His good games, including with the Colts, are way better than Taylor Heineke's good games. So I'm going Commanders, and that'll probably get him the 7 seed.
But if they don't win, then it's not going to. No.
What? No.
Well, I mean,
I'm taking him.
All right.
You have him. I don't.
Going for it.
Listen, I just have the Commanders not winning. That's how
There
I
you
phrase
go.
that.
That's a good way to
Yeah.
say that sentence. Patrick, let me
Model.
ask you this. Do you still believe in Nick Foles?
No, not this version of Nick Foles. I think the Giants, who have a big opportunity in this game, win it 24-13. The reason the score isn't super lopsided is because the Giants aren't necessarily going to run anybody out of any particular stadium. But I have seen Dexter Lawrence play, and I have seen Azeez Ojulari as well as Kayvon Thibodeau. They can really get after quarterbacks, and Dexter Lawrence has actually more interior defensive lineman pressures and quarterback hits than anybody in the whole NFL. Shout out to Dexter. It's gonna. We saw Nick Foles get sacked a million times against the Chargers. I think we might see it again this week.
I also think it's going to be another big Saquon Barkley game, mostly because we've seen some vulnerabilities in that Colts defense. So if you're a Saquon Barkley fantasy owner, go ahead, start him in your fantasy championship.
Love that. All right, we're going to talk about Bears and Lions coming up after the break. All the big stars
On the
coming up for
street.
Game Day Morning. All right, time for over-under. We're going to start with Bears-Lions. Okay, so we're not making her pick this game, but you're going to see her score anyways. Over-under is at 52.5. What do we like? I am going under. That score is really high, but I could see it going over because 2 bad defenses, right? What do you like?
So I like the Lions to win this game by more than 6. So I'm giving you double the pleasure here in terms of winning and covering, and the score is going to be high. Justin Fields against this defense. I don't trust the Lions' rush defense, and I do trust the Lions' offense. You okay over there?
Yeah, I was just
Flavor?
calling Smokey the Bear on you today, man.
Yes. I think it's going to be lower scoring than this. I don't think that the Bears win, or I guess I should most specifically say the model doesn't think that the Bears will win, and it's going to be a fun one, maybe.
Yes, I think it will be fun. My personal model is dealing with going 1-10 in over-underers, so that's a little too positively.
I'm
so
bad at it, too.
I'm gonna take some unders this week.
Then
That was
can
cold
you
weather.
just tease what team you're picking here?
Not the Bears.
Okay, I see.
Lions are heavy favorites in this.
I'm picking not the Bears.
You've got it, Lions.
Jags Texans over under at 43.5. I believe I am going under. Am I going under? I'm going under. Thank you very much. Greg, what do you got?
I am going under as well. I don't really feel that strong about it. I'm
Neither do I.
curious here if the Jaguars can win this game too. They have lost 9 straight against the Texans, and the fighting Lovie Smiths the last 3 weeks almost beat the Chiefs, almost beat the Cowboys, and did beat the Titans. So this is not a total layup here for the Jaguars.
Definitely not, especially when you look at the injury report and you see that Trevor Lawrence and Trayvon Walker are both on it, which is an interesting note. And well,
they
I
don't
think
have that
Trevor.
much to play for.
Right, they don't have. Well, next week they do, right? So you saw the Titans rest a bunch of people. So this could switch come Sunday morning, but I don't think it's going to be the highest scoring game. I'm interested to see what the Texans put on the field. Like, does Brandon Cooks actually decide to play again, see the end zone again? Because we saw him come out there for this one game, and is he happy now? I'm very confused.
Yeah, the most interesting thing in the world to me would be Lovie Smith with an opportunity, perhaps if he's not going to be the head coach of the Texans next year, to really submarine their opportunity at getting the #1 overall pick with a win against the Jags.
Wild.
I would love to see that. I do have the Jags winning this game, and again, I'm shell-shocked by the overs not hitting, so I'm
We
going
love late season chaos. If you're out of the playoffs, you might as well cause some trouble.
Plus, all those unders happened because it was under, the weather last
Yeah.
The weather was weathering. Saints Eagles over under is at 41.5. I believe I have the over, and it's probably all Eagles, baby. Fly Eagles fly. Right?
Okay, I am loving the over in this game. I think the Eagles could have put up, what is the over? 41. They could top that all by themselves.
By themselves.
Maybe Andy Dalton gets 15 to 20 as well. Maybe let's go over 60 here. This is all off.
Oh!
Andy Dalton's going to get over 41
I'm
points?
saying Andy Dalton gets 20, the Eagles get 40, and everyone who goes
laughs.
over
So
is
it's 60.
happy.
Everyone
60.
cheers.
Yeah.
60. You're calling for 60 points in this game.
Let us live, Cynthia.
Nope.
Let us
Mean
enjoy
school
the
teacher over
offense.
here. It's going to be a lower scoring game, 23-17, 41.
Like the last Eagles game went over 70. How about that?
I thought we had Cindy Sunshine back this week. No.
Nope.
Sunshine.
Nope. Nope.
Well, you can't take this one away from me. I am taking the over here. I don't necessarily. Greg's super confident in Andy Dalton because he still believes in Andy Dalton.
He really
Had a
I
nice
don't think-
season.
I don't think 20 points, but enough.
Come
Points,
to my
points,
side.
Points.
Points.
You have all of the
Don't
different
do
things.
it, Patrick. Don't listen to Cindy Sunshine. She does not mean well.